Hello everyone. Welcome to IAS. Let's discuss today's prelims topics. Question 1 with reference to gharials, consider the following statements. 1. The gharial is well adapted to catching fish because of its long, narrow snout and 110 sharp, interlocking teeth. 2. The gharial probably evolved in the northern Indian subcontinent. 3. It has been listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. The gharial probably evolved in the northern Indian subcontinent. Fossil gharial remains were excavated in Pliocene deposits in the Shivalik Hills and the Narmada River Valley. It currently inhabits rivers in the plains of the northern part of the Indian subcontinent. It is the most thoroughly aquatic crocodilian and leaves the water only for basking and building nests on moist sandbanks. The wild gharial population has declined drastically since the 1930s and is limited to only 2% of its historical range today. Conservation programs initiated in India and Nepal focused on reintroducing captive-bred gharials since the early 1980s. Loss of habitat because of sand mining and conversion to agriculture, depletion of fish resources, and detrimental fishing methods continue to threaten the population. It has been listed as critically endangered on the IUCN Red List since 2007. Question 2 with reference to the Yellow Sea. Consider the following statements. 1. The Yellow Sea is a marginal sea of the Western Pacific Ocean located between mainland China and the Korean Peninsula. 2. Since 2018, the Yellow Sea has served as the location of peace zones between North and South Korea. 3. Its name is descriptive of the golden yellow color of the silt-ridden water discharged from major rivers. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is C. It can be considered the northwestern part of the East China Sea. It is one of 4 seas named after common color terms, the others being the Black Sea, the Red Sea, and the White Sea, and its name is descriptive of the golden yellow color of the silt-ridden water discharged from major rivers. Question 3 with reference to water spouts, consider the following statements. 1. AM waterspout is a fascinating meteorological phenomenon that occurs over large bodies of water, such as oceans, seas, lakes, and sometimes even large rivers. 2. It is essentially a tornado that forms above water, characterized by a swirling column of cloud extending downward to the surface. 3. They are most commonly observed in temperate regions, where warm waters and atmospheric conditions favor their formation. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. They are most commonly observed in tropical and subtropical regions, where warm waters and atmospheric conditions favor their formation. Waterspouts are relatively rare compared to land-based tornadoes, but can still be a captivating and potentially dangerous meteorological phenomenon. Question 4. Consider the following statements about Aeolus Wind Satellite, recently in news. 1. National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA satellite. 2. It was initially designed as a research mission to demonstrate novel technology, but it proved so successful that it provided data to Europe's leading meteorology centers for most of its life in orbit, significantly improving global weather forecasts. Which of the above statements is correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. Both. D. None. The answer is B. European Space Agency's ESA satellite. The satellite, which has been orbiting our planet for nearly 5 years, is currently falling at a rate of around 1 kilometer per day, with its descent accelerating. Question 5 with reference to Escherichia coli, E. coli, consider the following statements. 1. Escherichia coli, E. coli, is a virus. 2. It normally lives in the liver of both healthy people and animals. 3. In most cases, this bacteria is harmless and helps digest the food we eat. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is A. Escherichia coli, E. coli, is a bacteria. It normally lives in the intestines of both healthy people and animals. It is a gram-negative, facultatively anaerobic, rod-shaped, coliform bacterium of the genus Escherichia that is commonly found in the lower intestine of warm-blooded organisms. Most E. coli strains are harmless, but some serotypes such as EPC and ETC are pathogenic and can cause serious food poisoning in their hosts, and are occasionally responsible for food contamination incidents that prompt product recalls. Question 6. Consider the following statements about Henley Passport Index 2023. 1. India has climbed 7 places to 80th rank from 87 last year, though the number of countries allowing visa-free access to Indian passport holders remains unchanged. 2. Japan, which occupied the top position on the Henley Passport Index for 5 years, dropped to 3rd place and was replaced by Switzerland. 3. Germany, Italy, and Spain occupy the 2nd place. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. The Henley Passport Index is the ranking of all the world's passports according to the number of destinations their holders can access without a prior visa. The index includes 199 different passports and 227 different travel destinations. The index is brought out by Henley and Partners. In 2014, India ranked 76, with 52 countries allowing Indian passport holders visa-free access, but its performance has not been linear. It ranked 88 in 2015, visa-free access to 51 countries, 85 in 2016, 87 in 2017, 81 in 2018, 82 in 2019 and 2020, and 81 in 2021. Japan, which occupied the top position on the Henley Passport Index for 5 years, dropped to 3rd place. It was replaced by Singapore, which is now officially the most powerful passport in the world, with its citizens able to visit 192 travel destinations out of 227 around the world visa-free. Germany, Italy, and Spain occupy the 2nd place. Alongside Japan in the 3rd position are Austria, Finland, France, Luxembourg, South Korea, and Sweden. The UK climbed 2 places to occupy the 4th place, while the US continued its decade-long slide down the index, dropping 2 places to the 8th spot. Both the UK and the US jointly held 1st place on the index nearly 10 years ago in 2014. Question 7. Consider the following statements about BepiColombo. 1. BepiColombo is a joint mission of the European Space Agency, ESA, and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, to the planet Mercury. 2. The mission comprises 2 satellites launched together, the Mercury Planetary Orbiter, MPO, and MEO, Mercury Magnetospheric Orbiter, MMO. 3. The mission will perform a comprehensive study of Mercury, including characterization of its magnetic field, magnetosphere, and both interior and surface structure. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is C. BepiColombo is named after Giuseppe BepiColombo, 1920 to 1984, a scientist, mathematician, and engineer at the University of Padua, Italy, who first proposed the interplanetary gravity assist maneuver used by the 1974 Mariner 10 mission, a technique now used frequently by planetary probes. Question 8. Consider the following statements about Rajasthan Minimum Guaranteed Income Bill, 2023. 1. Under the bill, all families of the state get guaranteed employment for 105 days every year, while the aged, disabled, widows, and single women get a minimum pension of 1,000 rupees per month. 2. The pension will be increased at the rate of 10% each year. 3. The bill has 3 broad categories: right to minimum guaranteed income, right to guaranteed employment, and right to guaranteed social security pension. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is A. Under the bill, all families of the state get guaranteed employment for 125 days every year, while the aged, disabled, widows, and single women get a minimum pension of 1,000 rupees per month. The pension will be increased at the rate of 15% each year. Thank you, everyone. Do subscribe to this channel. Use code SPLIVE to join Unacademy.